Good evening, friends. Welcome to the BISP Solutions. This is Rajpat, and today we are going to learn the one of the most critical processes in global data management, that is multi-currency data loading. As business expand globally, they deal with transactions in various currencies. This creates a fundamental challenge. How do you bring all this data together for accurate reporting and analysis? That's what we will cover today. So first we have to understand that what are the business problems that we face during data load, and what was the need of using the multi-currency data load. So first thing is that I will explain you these all stuffs with a beautiful example. Like imagine you are the CFO of a company with sales team in the US, Europe and Japan. Your team leaders are reporting their sales figures. The US team reports $1 million. The European team reports euro 9 lakh, and the Japanese team reports 120 million of yen. You have to present a single consolidated revenue number to the board in US dollars. How do you do that accurately? You can't just add 1 million plus 900 plus 120. It's like adding apples, oranges, and bananas. So you need a standardized way to convert everything to one common currency. So that's why we use the multi-currency data loading here, that it amalgamate all the numbers of the currency as well as uh, the integration of the currency exchange, which helps the professionals to report the data in a perfect and the accurate figure with the perfect currency rate as well as the useful insights to the organization. So we will also cover that what are the steps we have to follow during multi-currency load, and what are the different things we will do here in the instance. So before that I will also discuss one thing, the importance of multi-currency. I have just explained you that why it is useful through examples, like why it is useful, why professional use it. So different importance is also there for multi-currency role. So why do we go through all this trouble? The benefits are immense. So first benefit is accuracy. So we ensure financial statements are free of currency related errors, which is critical for compliance and stockholder trust. Second importance is strategic insights. This is a very important importance, because we have to understand that a consolidated view gives leaders the ability to compare performance across different regions on an apples to apples basis. It is our European market truly outperforming the Japanese market. Now we can see. So the last importance that we have to discuss, it is efficiency. So automating this process saves countless hours of manual work, allowing finance and data teams to focus on analysis rather than data preparation. So these are the main thing, the main significance of multi-data currency load. So what are the steps that we have to follow? We will discuss here. So loading multi-currency data is a structured process. So we will break it down into 4 key steps. Think of this as a recipe of success. So first step that you have to follow, it is source data identification. The second thing that we have to follow, it is exchange rate sourcing. Then we will go through the currency conversion, and then we will cover data validation and the load. Here I can mention it so you can make your own notes, as well as uh, during your practical implications as well as implementations of the steps, you will not be confused in any of the steps. So it consists of 4 steps we will discuss here. So these are the steps of loading multi-currency data. Steps of loading multi currency data. So first step that you have to follow is step first, which is very important actually. That is source data identification. That is source data identification. Very major step, we cannot forget it in any way. So first is source data identification, very important to cover. Now the second step that we have to follow, a professional does follow it. It is exchange rate sourcing. Step 2 is exchange rate sourcing. Next step, that is step 3, it is step 3 that we have, it is currency conversion. It is currency conversion. Very important step, we perform the actual calculation here. The last step, that is data validation and the load. Step 4 is very crucial for loading the data as far multi-currency is concerned. Data validation and load. So we will discuss each step by step. So first we will know that what is the use of each step and how we are going to inbuild as well as we are going to enact in the instance, because it entails the many components of the database engine. So it is very important to cover these all points where, because it is totally possible that the professionals will get stuck in the steps that it will cover, and it could create the chaos while loading the data in the instance. So first step, that is source data identification. So here what we do, we find the raw transaction data. The second step you can see on the screen, that is exchange rate sourcing. Here we get the correct conversion rates, as the name depicts, that exchange rate sourcing. So we get the correct conversion rate out of it. The third step, very important, which cannot be neglected, that is perform the actual calculation. So here we have the currency conversion, which perform the actual calculation in the instance. The last step we will follow, and it is last but not the least, it is data validation and the load. So here we check our work as well as move the data. We will find whether the goldfishes are coming on instance or not coming, because it will show, it depicts that whatever the loaded data has been get into the instance is correct or the not. If the golden fish is not coming, absolutely there is some glitch or the flaws on the data load steps, or we did something wrong. So this is how we create these all stuffs in the instance, because it is very important to know that what kind of data validation rule we are following. Are we going for the things which is really important as well as insightful in the instance or not. So first step that we will do here, so we will do all these things with the good examples. So let's use a practical example. Like we have a small data set from our sales system. Take it, I will put it here. Suppose we have the transactional ID. Let me put an arrow so that we can use these all things in a proper manner. So we have a transaction ID, date and amount. So first in the transaction ID we have the number of 101 and date is 15/9/25, that is 15. Take the example, then we have a date of again 15, it would be same 15/9/25. Amount, this time we will change it, we will keep it 1,50,000, 1,50,000. In the next we will take it the transaction ID as 103, the same date 15/9/25, and what would be the amount? It would be 500, just for the example I have taken. So our reporting currency is USD. Now we need the exchange rates for September 15, 2025. So we get these from a reliable financial data provider. Let's say the rates for that day are €1 equal to 1.05 USD, or 1 Japanese yen equal to 0.0067 USD, and 1 USD is equal to 1.0 USD for consistency. So what we will do here, so it was the amalgamation of two steps, exchange rate as well as the identification. So what we did, we have taken the exchange rate, just say €1 equal to 1.05 USD, 1.05 USD. And then we have the 1 yen equal to 0.0067 USD. Let's say 1 JPY equal to 0.0067 USD. And 1 USD equal to 1.00 USD. So this thing that we have covered. So these steps are totally similar. but these are interrelated. For step currency conversion, now for the core of the process we apply the formula. So what is the formula here? Amount equal to transaction amount into exchange rate. So we will find the appropriate amount for it. So let's convert our transaction. So we have the transaction for 101, the amount was 1000, so our rate is 1.05, so we will just multiply it. So 1000 into 1.05, let me write it here. One thousand into 1.05, 1000 into 1.05, what we will get it? We will have dollar 1050, that is 1050 USD. This is for transaction ID 101. The another transaction ID we have 102. So again we will do the multiplication, that is 1,50,000 into 0.0067. 1,50,000 into 0.0067 equal to dollar 1005 USD, 1005 USD. For 103 we also have the numbers that we already mentioned in the source data identification, that is $500. Let me write it, $500 multiplied by 1.0, that is 1.00. So it will give me the result of $500, that is $500, that is USD. So the next step that we will follow, it is data load and data validation. So after a conversion, our new data set looks like this. We now have a consistent clean set of a data that's ready to be loaded into our data warehouse or the financial reporting system. So we have the converted rate system and how we have already loaded. Whatever the steps we have to follow under the instance of data management, we'll follow it. So under the transaction ID 101 we have the amount 1050. For the 102 we have the amount 1005, and the last, that is 102 3, that is transaction ID, we have the $500 in the USD. So we have converted the exchange rates. So the final and most crucial step is validation. We need to make sure that the data load is correctly, and you can do this by running a simple report that shows the sum of the converted amounts. In our case, the total revenue for the day is 1050 plus 1005 plus 500. So we will get total $2,555, that is USD. So this is the amalgamation of all the previous or the earlier numbers that we have. So it is very important step to be covered, as well as we cannot neglect it like a different methods. So this is how we do the multi-currency data load. If you want to see these all things on the instance, so I will take you to the instance. Here you can see the user interface is here. So what we have to do, we have to click on the navigator flow and just go to the data management. Here we have the data management. Go here, and from here we will do all these things, but we should have the correct file for it, a appropriate format. Otherwise the scenario could be different and it will create some error while loading the data. So what the things we have to do, first we have to target the application. Like first we will do the system setting as well as application setting, and then we will go for import format. But you can see some sample is also there, that is data sample load, and you have what is the benefits of doing the multi-currency load, like compliance and the governance. Even many international accounting standards like GAAP or IFRS require specific methods for the currency translation. Like proper multi-currency data management helps business comply with these regulations, reducing the risk of audits or penalties. It gives the faster insights. How it will give the faster insights? So by automating the data load and conversion process significantly, it reduces the time and the manual effort required for the financial reporting. This allows analysts to spend more time on strategic analysis rather than on the data preparation. Even it, we can also see its reporting feature, like how it is useful for it. So it consolidate the data into a single currency. Let me write it so you will not be confused much on it. So load the converted data into your targeted system, which could be a data warehouse, a business intelligence tool, or a financial consolidation. So validation, it's a critical to validate the loaded data. So what we will see here, that is spot checks and reconciliation. Compare a few converted values against manual calculation, and as far reconciliation as concerned, so you have to ensure that the total converted amount matches the expected values. So this is how you will see the things. So this will give you two things in the validation. Spot checks, spot spot checks, spot checks and reconciliation. These all things we will find here. These both steps are interconnected, and these ones are also. So these both are interconnected. It gives joints to this interconnection. So this is how we do the things. The multi-currency has a good impact on the decision making also, like from the multi-currency load it helps in decision making, like executive needs a unified view of financial performance to make informed decision about resource allocation, market strategy and profitability across different regions. So that is how we do it, and we create these all stuffs. So this was all about the multi-currency data load. Thank you for watching this session. I hope you have enjoyed this session.